Okay, hey guys, just wanted to really quickly go over how to very quickly do an illustration for an IUL. There are two ways of getting into it from the advising cloud on Brokers Alliance. So they're right here on the quick links, IUL illustration. You can click that, or you can do quotes and illustrations here and click illustration, IUL illustration. This will take you to WinFlex, which you will need to create an account if you do not already have one. If you already have one and you haven't linked it yet with Brokers Alliance, real quickly, you need to go into your profile. You need to mark Brokers Alliance as your company name, and you need to go into Add Agency. Under Add Agency, you need to search for Brokers Alliance, hit the magnifying glass, not the search all, but show all button. Show all button will just show everything. So hit the magnifying glass. Mark Brokers Alliance, and then hit Request Agency Access. When you do that, please send me an email, benmitchell.gp@gmail.com, so that I can let them know to authorize your access. And then you will be able to do illustrations for all of the companies that works with Brokers Alliance without needing to get an individual writing number. So going back to the homepage of WinFlex, illustrations. You're going to start a new case. And we're just going to do an illustration for the Lincoln Wealth Accelerate IUL. So you always want to click the most up-to-date one, create client. It'll take a minute. So you can put in your client's information here. Just going to use this as an example. So let's say we have a 40-year-old. You can just put their age, standard, and I live in Arizona, so we're going to do Arizona. Solving for, generally speaking, what we want to solve for is the default, what this is. We're wanting to solve for the face amount for the minimum non-MEC. So this is how much, because generally we'll know how much they want to put into it. Let's say in this case that they have $300 a month that they are willing to put into it for 30 years, as an example. So they're contributing $300 a month for 30 years. This is going to solve the minimum face value so that as much of this $300 a month as possible is going into pretty much growth and helping things grow. Now, the other options are you can solve for premium. If you know what the face value is that they want, you can solve for premium. The minimum, the maximum that they could contribute. The target is another way for minimum. The target is the minimum that they can put in to maintain the face value of the policy. Or if they know how much face value they want and they know how much they can contribute a month, then you can just do a no solve for the illustration purposes, especially since you will need an illustration to go with the policy. When you're doing that illustration, you might need to do this. So, but in this case, we're just going to solve for face amount, minimum non-MEC. They can contribute $300 a month. Disbursements. For the power of illustration, this is where it's useful. You want to do disbursements. You want to hit the calendar button on the side. Zero distribution for 30 years. They're going to start taking money out, in this case at 70. And let's say they want to pull out money for 20 years. So in this case, they're going to pull out money until they're 90. So 31 to 50. We come in here to this one, and this is what we're solving for. Solving for how much they can pull out given this amount. I personally like coming down here. This is the illustrated loans or withdrawals. I like making this annually so that people can see how much annually they are pulling out. As a point of preference, I also prefer doing participating loans. Usually participating loans, at least in illustrations, usually creates a little bit better of a result. So that's how we do solving for distributions. We come to policy options. So this is automatically selected. So this is max coverage, maximizing cash value. So we're going to do an increasing death benefit. And then when they stop paying premiums in year 30, it's going to switch to a level death benefit. That just increases it so that the cost of insurance doesn't end up eating the policy in distribution years. Premium mode, you're going to want to switch this to monthly. If what you put here is a monthly amount, the model premium, you need to have it match here. You don't need to touch anything else here. Under the accounts, it is defaulted to 100% fidelity. I would put that at 0 and the S&P at 100 just because it's a higher interest rate. It's going to show more growth, especially since this is an indexed account. You know, they're not going to be exposed to that loss that other people are. Policy writers, you can check this or uncheck this. It's up to you. Just critical illness, life assurance. Under agent info, you'll need to put your agent information, your address, email address, phone number, all of that in order to calculate. So we will run a calculation. It will take a minute, possibly two. Okay, complete. And then it shows a couple of bar graphs here. This is a slider. So this shows this yellow is the total premium that they paid. The red is the total death benefit, the net death benefit, and then the blue in the middle is the net surrender value, which is like the cash value. So we can go, you can see, generally speaking, year 10, 11 is when the cash value becomes greater than what you've paid into it. And then it continues to grow during the accumulation years. And then we start taking withdrawals. So we can see that come to play. And we can see that the premium stops at year 30 because we set it to only pay premium for 30 years. And then we're going to start taking distributions. In some ways, seeing numbers is a little easier. This is a very long document, 55 pages long, but page 4 gives the basic rundown. This is where you can really show people the value and the power of the IUL. So $300 a month initial premium paid monthly for 30 years. So it tells you total schedule premium is about $108,000. During the year 31 to 50 of the policy, which is ages 70 to 90, they can withdraw supplemental income of $20,444. So for a total distribution of over 400. So they were able to withdraw 4 times the amount that they put into it. And the initial death benefit is $100,000, which does increase during their accumulation years to compensate so that they can continue to grow. That then is level. So that's a really powerful tool. And how you run an illustration, you can go through and look at all the other charts. These are the charts that show the summary values for the policy years. You can see how much is left, how much the net death benefit is, how much they put into it, all of those. all of those things. So even at the end of that 20 years when they're 90, there still is a net death benefit of almost $50,000 if they were to pass away for their heirs. So that is a powerful tool. Reach out with any questions.